Today I'm going to talk to you about the Whirlpool Dishwasher, the different cycles that it has for washing the dishes. All right, now I've had experience with all of these cycles right here to know which ones work well and for what. As you can see right here, it has several different cycles. It has a sensor cycle, a heavy cycle, a normal cycle, a 1 hour cycle, and a soak and clean cycle. Now, to go along with these cycles, they also have the sandy rinse option, the heat dry option, and the high temp wash, which can all affect the way your dishes get washed. But before we get into these right here, let's talk about these different cycles right here, okay? Let's start from the left and we're going to work our way to the right. But before we get going, can you go ahead and give me a like, a thumbs up, and also subscribe to my channel if you like the content. All right, so let's go ahead and get going with this. All right, look, let's start with the sensor mode, okay? The sensor cycle, all right? The sensor cycle, now what happens with this is the dishwasher automatically detects how dirty your dishes are, okay? Now this works sometimes, okay? Now when I say sometimes, if you have really stuck on food on your dishes, this may not be the best option for you. But like I'd say about 7 out of 10 times, the sensor mode is the best mode to go for. Now I'll tell you why. Now with the sensor mode, okay, it says right here that it'll take 3 hours and 34 minutes. However, if it detects that your dishes are not that dirty, this time drastically changes to a lower time, which is good. It saves you energy and it makes sure that your dishes get clean efficiently, like with an efficient amount of time, with a decent amount of time. So this 3 hours and 34 minutes can drastically go down to like maybe 2 hours or so. All right, so that's with the sensor mode. I generally use the sensor mode. All right, I generally go and use the sensor mode, which is very cool. All right, so heavy. Let's go over to the heavy. As you can see, you put the heavy, and it automatically goes to 3 hours and 35 minutes. Now, it will take exactly 3 hours and 35 minutes unless you add some of these other options like sandy rinse. So you press the sandy rinse and it put on an additional like 12, 13 minutes. And the high water temp, that doesn't change the time, but it gives you hot water. All right, so the sandy rinse adds time onto it. So the heavy, all right, now if I have a full load of dishes inside of the dishwasher, and I have some stuck on stuff that I haven't washed in a week, I'm going to go with heavy, and I'm going to go with sandy rinse, and I'm going to go with high temperature wash, okay? Because it will definitely get your dishes clean, all right? If you're using the right dishwasher detergent as well as rinse agent, it will definitely get your dishes clean, all right? And this works, the heavy mode works about 9 out of 10 times with washing heavy loads of dishes as far as getting them clean. Probably 9.5 times out of 10. All right, so if you have a lot of dishes, I suggest going with the heavy. Now, do you have the normal? All right, now the normal is just like, say for instance, you just ate, okay, and then you put all the dishes in the dishes right after you ate. I would go with normal mode to wash my dishes. As you can see, it only takes 3 hours. A little bit more if you press sandy rinse, okay, the high temperature sandy rinse, or the hot temperature actually reduces the time for normal wash because, and I'll tell you what, the hot temperature actually dissolves solids on your plates and everything else a little bit quicker. So the high temperature wash will drastically reduce this time. Now with the heavy mode, the high temperature, they don't decrease the time because they want to get your dishes the maximum clean. So this does not decrease. The time does not decrease when you press high temperature for the heavy mode. All right, well, let's go to the 1 hour wash. Now this is just like, you just need the dishes washed. You don't want them necessarily immaculate. And that's not saying that the dishes won't be immaculate with 1 hour, but the chances that that you may find some stuff still on your dishes is a higher possibility rather than the other modes, which take several hours to wash. So I use high 1 hour temperature, like say if I'm in a rush, I'll use the 1 hour wash, and you can see right here, you can't use the sandy rinse or the high temperature with the 1 hour option. All right, you can't use that. You have an hour to wash dishes. Make sure you have them in there properly, and you might end up getting some nice, pretty clean dishes. All right, now let's move on to the soak and clean. Now this right here, this bad boy right here, say for instance you left out of town, you forgot to do the dishes, you left them in the dishwasher, or you just have like stuff that's like just crud, cheese, toast, pizza, whatever on your plates and everything, and you need all your dishes clean, you don't feel like scrubbing them like crazy. The soak and wash is an option. It takes 7 hours and 20 minutes. So generally, if you have dishes and you're doing late at night and you don't mind the sound of the dishwasher going at night, I would suggest doing it, running it overnight in the soak and clean option. Now, this gets your dishes immaculate, okay? And you don't have to use the high temperature wash, although it is an option, all right? It adds a little bit more time on it. 3 more minutes onto the wash, but when you're dealing with a 7-hour wash, what's an additional 3 minutes? The soak and clean option is